How cool would it be to get super, super over the top picky on all your deals and you choose who you do business with? Hey guys, it's Chris Prefontaine with Bill Reich, High Six member associate, and we are here for another Deal Structure Sunday. And I opened up with that thought for you because Bill's at a point where, I don't know what deal we're on. Bill, what deal are we on? 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there?
15, yeah.
Okay, so we're approaching 20 deals. So now Bill's got his I don't need you hat on, and he's getting picky with deals, which we've done over the last several years. You'll all get there, and I know you're probably thinking if you haven't done a deal yet, like Bill was before us, hey, I just want a deal, then might get picky. But Bill, just a quick intro on that piece, like why you're getting pickier besides profit, right? And besides the fact you can. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's sometimes sellers are difficult to deal with, and I'm at the point, not to sound obnoxious, where I want it as smooth as possible. There's enough humps along the way, and I need somebody who's really acting as a partner to me in the process. So if I take a property and I feel that there's going to be difficulty down the road, and we just spoke to this point a few minutes ago, I just as soon walk away from it. That's number one. Number two, the profitability on either owning the property or controlling the property for a long time it's astronomical, as you'll see on these two deals that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we're gonna actually do one today, and then we'll do another. So they might get you 2 weeks in a row. We might stagger it. So okay. They might get a double bill week. But anyway, I want to just comment on that, and then we'll dive into your deal. So if you guys can if you can subject to or own a finance instead of sandwich, it's better, period. And so as a team here, Nick and I and Zach have leaned towards that now. We're over the top picky. We're doing less deals, but more profitable, and we're doing more, if we can, subject to and on the financing. Now, do we still do a sandwich? Yeah, we just did one, like last week, and got the 48 months bill, the one we talked to you about. They asked for some stricter language. Zach said, sure, but we needed an extension. And that was the night before closing on the thing. So we got an extra year out of it. So yeah, we'll do them, but you do them profitably. So tell me what you've got. What's this one? What's the source first? I'll ask you a few questions.
Like most of my deals, they come in from Slybroadcast that we put out, and got a call from the seller, and we responded to her. And there's, as you talk to these people, you start to peel back the onion, and all of a sudden discover what the real pain is. And this is a home way out in the suburbs, in the Virginia suburbs, beautiful horse country, farm country.
I got to go back to two things, though, for these guys, because you and I both know what you're talking about. We talk just about daily. But Slybroadcast, for those of you who don't know, is one of the many systems that we do together with the associates and the students. And it's around the expired dialing process, which is found in the QLS video course. It's also found in the Seller Specialist course. Bill does it as his main, I think it's your main lead generation, expired dialing process, Slybroadcast.
It is.
Yeah. So he does that. He sprays out, let's say, hundreds at a time. The phone rings with only the motivated. That's a good thing. He's talking to people that want to talk to him. The second thing you said was you peel back the onion. Because I don't care what deal it is, guys, the fact is motivation, then numbers, is the entire thing. So if you got motivation, you can make the numbers work and the term work, in my opinion. So motivation is key when he says peeling back the onion, and Bill's phenomenal at doing that. Okay, so now let's dive in. So Slybroadcast to an expired. Go ahead.
And turns out they had it on the market for $450,000. And as we got into it, I discovered that they were behind in payments on the mortgage. And a little bit of digging led me to understand that they were actually, as of May 1st, behind 4 months, and definitely in jeopardy of having the lender send them a notice of default. So we moved quickly. I went out there. I set an appointment. And so here's what we ended up doing. We're essentially buying the property subject to the existing loan, which is about $300,000. I'm giving them back a second trust to secure their position for $75,000 with no time limit. So if I stay in this deal for 20 years, they're going to wait 20 years. They don't care.
So 300 underlying, 75. I'm just want to make sure I'm clear so these guys are clear. 75, because I kind of remember this. The house is worth what today, Bill, roughly?
The house is worth about 369, 375. I'm sorry, 469 to call it 475.
Yeah, you almost gave me a heart attack, but I knew the numbers were higher than that. So,
yeah.
So let's call it 470, round numbers, instead of 475. So you got 100, you got 95, whatever, almost 100 grand equity walking in before you mark it up or do anything.
Yep.
Okay. So I said to Bill when this deal started, you probably didn't have to give her 75, but to his defense, man, there's 100 grand in already, and he's helping someone out tremendously. So,
and she was grateful, you know,
yeah.
And really, that's important to me. So,
yeah, that's why I brought it up. So on the 75 grand, Bill, sorry, on the 75 grand, you got to put that out because there's no subject to, there is no time frame. We own it. But because you're giving her a second, you're probably gonna have to date that out, right? We discussed like 20 years or something, just because when you pay it off, you pay it off.
Correct.
And no payments on that, just a balloon of 75 whenever?
Just a balloon, no payments.
Sweet. Okay, go ahead.
Just a quick eyeball. We're probably going to need to put in anywhere from 10 to 15,000. Just some updates, new carpeting, paint, maybe some new bathroom fixtures. So it's not going to be a lot of money to make it marketable. And we'll probably have about $5,000 in closing costs. So our total
15 to 20.
Yeah, total acquisition is going to be about between 400 and 405,000. I am going to put that out on the market at 499.9, which I think is reasonably low, and I may adjust that. Certainly, if it's a 48-month deal, I'll probably go above 499.9.
With the buyer, you mean? You 48
with the buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, can I comment on, I want to comment on the money thing for these guys though, because we, as you know, especially when people are new, we don't tell them to go run out and spend money. In fact, we tell them don't ever do that. So it's interesting with Bill, and we've done it. We bought an oceanfront and put 10 grand down. But how and why can we do that now? Because we have other deals going on that are producing payday 1, 2s, and 3s. And in Bill's case, if it's like in the 14 or 15 range, even if he screwed some of those deals up, everybody has headaches. You got paydays coming in. And so just know that if you haven't done a deal yet, just know that you can fund future deals. You can get more flexible. You can get more aggressive. You can help people like this and pick up 100 grand walking in if you have the wherewithal from past paydays to do that. Accurate?
Accurate. And you know, assuming a low down payment of say 5%, that's going to be 25 grand. I'll be able to pay for the improvements, you know, right off the top.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be an issue.
And Bill, for the wise ass on on Bigger Pockets, it said to me, "Well, but that is your money." I said, "No, it's not my money. I didn't take it out of my bank. It's money in my business that came in. I didn't have to go borrow it. I didn't have to go to hard money." And so that's for him, whoever he is. I don't know who it was.
Some wise ass.
Yeah.
That's why I don't read Bigger Pockets anymore.
So let's do payday 1, 2s, and 3s when we wrap this baby up.
Payday 1, it's going to be about 25,000.
Okay.
That's the down payment.
That's using 5%. We're averaging like 7.5, so that's conservative.
Yeah, and you know, I've kind of set the threshold at 5% minimum at this point.
Yeah, for the bigger stuff. Yeah.
The principal, interest, tax, and insurance is going to be roughly $2,100. I should be able to get conservatively $2,800, if not closer to $3,000. But using $2,800, that's about a $700 a month cash flow.
Yep.
Take that times 48 months, and then the back end, you've got about $500 a month in principal pay down, plus the not inconsiderable markup at the end of the day. So we are looking at
Another 100.
Well, it's 25 grand up front, almost 34,000 over the 48 months in cash flow, monthly cash flow, payday 2. Payday 3, the back end's about 95,000. So the total is about $154,000 for 4-year hold.
Yeah. Now, a couple key things here. Bill's going to own this property. So is it likely that he's not going to push and stress out his buyer? He's going to let his buyer be. And if the buyer takes more time than 48, will Bill be upset? No.
No.
He's getting $700 a month, payday 2. He's getting $500 a month principal. And when and if the person needs to, this is just like a payday 4 technique. When and if they call Bill and go, hey, I just haven't got done yet. Bill says, hey, no problem at all. We'll extend it another 12 months. Your price just goes up like 2% or whatever the number is. So Bill has full control. Now that's different from if he tied the sandwich up at a 48 and he had to do his buyer at 36 and then he had to push it and manage it. No stress on either end. Super profitable. That thing could hit 200 grand.
Yeah, it's kind of why I'm focused on ownership now versus the sandwich lease.
So, okay, so it could be 200 grand on a 400 grand house purchase.
Correct.
That's pretty cool.
With a total of about maybe $25,000 invested.
Awesome. All right, so we took some time just because we talked about some other nuances. I appreciate you being on once again, Mr. Bill, and I would encourage these guys, and maybe some thoughts from you like we always do, why they should be subscribed here. Obviously, that's a no-brainer. Be subscribed. You get this. You get the Q&A Thursdays. You get the podcast on Wednesdays now. We went to video. So you get all kinds of benefits, Motivational Monday. But also, why should they be, more importantly, at QLS? Because we do live deals like this galore. We do a whole bunch in masterminds. But just quick thoughts on being at QLS coming up. QLS and business scaling. Twice a year now.
Well, the business scaling, which we just had, was incredible. I'm still on a high from that. It's like a sugar high. But and then the interaction afterwards among all the associates on our Slack channel has been phenomenal. Basically, since I signed up with you in August of 2017, I only wish I had access to this kind of trove of information, because it probably wouldn't have taken me 6 months to do my first deal at that point. I might have cut it down to 5 months or 4 months. But
I would agree. We've added a lot of stuff since you came on. You just mentioned Slack. The Slack platform for the associates is invaluable, and it was a passing idea that we had from a consultant that was in our office. Why aren't you guys doing this? So we do Slack, and then we do the weekly Zoom calls instead of a conference call. It's tremendously more effective. I agree. And so the people watching that already did QLS video program that haven't applied should apply for associate, because I didn't even tell you this, Bill, but this week we got an application from one area that has a high 6 and another area that has an immersion member. The areas are filling up, guys. If you're watching this, Bill's a high 6. He's not concerned about it. But if I were you and you want to get into our community, I'd be concerned about it. And that's not fake urgency. It's filling up, period. It happened this week. We have decisions now we have to make each week on areas. And so it's time for you to apply. I think I'll wrap it up with that, Bill.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thanks for being on, guys. Make it a great week. I hope you enjoyed another Deal Structure Sunday.